This is a really important concept, and your toe is like this tiny piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked. But when you consider it and change big difference all the way up that kinetic chain, meaning that it affects how your hip works, it affects how your back works, it affects how your pelvic floor works. So if you remember last week, I was talking about how with SI joint pain, there isn't a perfect posture that you want to be in. You need both an anterior pelvic tilt and a posterior pelvic tilt in life, and specifically in walking. And so some people hold a lot of tension in the back of their hip, and it makes it difficult for them to get into this position because they're holding that tension there that doesn't allow them to get here. So if you're someone who holds tension in the back of your hip and you stay tucked under, it is a really important piece of your pelvic floor function and your hip function to learn how to hinge, meaning that your back stays relatively still, your hips move backward, and that motion of lowering your body comes from the control in your hips. It's important for hip strength, and it's important for pelvic floor function, and specifically for that glute max strength. And so that's what I was trying to show you, how to create that motion, how to learn to create that motion in my reel on Wednesday. But another important piece is what I shared with you in today's reel about being able, make sure my feet are on here, being able to get this extension in your toe. So getting this extension in your toe needs to be coupled with an ability to get extension in your hip. All right, so sometimes this lack of mobility in your toe can show up as plantar fascitis. Sometimes it can show up as a foot that rolls in or pronates too much. Sometimes it can show up as hip pain. Sometimes it can show up as SI joint pain. It really depends on the person, how they coordinate all of these pieces together, and where the issues are in their particular body. But this is why the same answers don't work for everyone, because we don't know which piece of the puzzle any one individual is missing, and so you have to consider all of the parameters for each individual. But you need a combination of both an anterior tilt and a posterior tilt. You need to be able to get extension from your toe, you need to be able to get extension from your hip, and once you step on that foot, you need to have enough mobility in your ankle to rock over it for the next step. All right, one more question for y'all. A few weeks ago, I had y'all answer a bunch of questions, and a lot of people said they had posture questions. So I want you to hit me up with your posture questions. Tell me what you need to know.